voice. My name is Chioma Innocent, and as usual, it's time for another exciting, enlightening, educating, and informative episode of The Recap, right here on the number one station that gives you a voice. My name is Chioma Innocent. As usual on The Recap, at some point in the conversation, I would want to hear from you. I would want to know your name and where you're calling from. And of course, I want to get all the contributions, the opinions that you have on all the different topics which we'll be introducing today. Now, in case you're just joining us for the first time ever, welcome to VOP 90.3 FM. The Recap is that program where we discuss and analyze issues that made major headlines during the week. We don't just discuss these issues, we analyze them with a view to finding a solution. And of course, we have political analysts, unbiased analysts actually, to give you an insight into these topics and to let you know why you should be concerned as a Nigerian about these topics. Now, as usual, today, we'll be talking about quite a number of issues that happened, that made major headlines rather, during the week. So let's get right into it. If you're just joining us, tell a friend to tell a friend that the recap has just begun. You know how exciting and interesting it gets, right? So invite someone to join you and listen to the recap this afternoon. Guess what? We're also streaming live on YouTube. All you need to do is head on over to the YouTube app and type into the search bar VOP 903 FM. When you do that, you can get to connect with us live in the studios. Yes, so you can get to connect with us. You can also leave your comment and we'll take your comment, read it out loud for the world to hear before we leave the studios this afternoon. Let's get right into it. First up, I'll give you a very brief summary of the topics which we'll be discussing today, and then I'll introduce my analyst to you so that we can get into the analysis. Welcome to the Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This evening, we'll be beginning in Ebonyi State, where the Ebonyi State Assembly was urged to impeach the governor over 551 million naira Hajj funds. All right, from there we'll talk about El-Rufai warning President Tinubu's northern support is waning, and he's likened the situation to Jonathan's 2015 experience. He literally told the president, beware before you'll be treated the way Jonathan was treated in 2015. And then we'll go into business where importers divert cargo to Togo and others to evade tariff hike. Then we'll look at the Canada denying Nigeria's defense chief and other senior military officers visas after actually inviting them to the country. What an embarrassment. And then finally, our second to the last topic is Binance executive Tigran Gambarian accusing lawmakers of demanding $150 million bribe. But the House of Reps, certain lawmakers, the federal government has actually denied these claims. Finally, this one was what one would call crazy, a revelation, or what some have called an allegation, that broke out just yesterday, that the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, whose funding was recently paused by Donald Trump, President of the United States, funded Boko Haram and other terror groups, according to U.S. Congressman Scott Perry. All this and more we'll be discussing right here on the recap this evening. Welcome to the program. All right, my guest today is the same guest I always have every Saturday. His name is Mr. Peter Anosike. He is a prolific writer. He's an author. He's a veteran journalist, as well as a political, social, national, and international affairs analyst. And of course, he'll be analyzing these issues this evening. Always a pleasure to have you here. Happy weekend and good evening.
Thank you, and thank you again.
Yes, thank you for coming. Let's go to Ebonyi State. A prominent social accountability group has called on the Ebonyi State House of Assembly to consider impeaching Governor Francis Nwifuru after a proposal emerged to allocate 551 million naira for the 2025 Hajj. The allocation would fund 46 pilgrims, equating to approximately 8.78 million per beneficiary. A move the group deems both reckless and ill-timed amid widespread economic hardship in the state, and indeed the country at large. The Association of Ebonyi Indigenes Socio-Cultural in the Diaspora issued a statement in Abuja on Monday, criticizing the decision for lacking transparency and breaching constitutional protocols, saying no such financial provision exists in the state-approved 2025 budget, which was duly passed by the House of Assembly last December. This was according to Pascal Oluchukwu, the group's president. He warned that the decision contravenes Section 120, subsection 3 and 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which mandates that funds be withdrawn solely in accordance with legislative authorization. One might say that given the fact that religions are very, very, I'm looking for the word now, but when you go to the northern region, you find that most of them are actually Muslims. When you come down south, maybe in the southwest, you could find certain proportions of Muslims and Christians, living together, everyone living together peacefully. But then when you go towards the southeast, one could say that the Muslims in the southeast are the minority. Maybe would you say the governor is just trying to embrace them and let them know that, yes, we cherish you for being with us, living amongst us? I mean, Igbo Muslims.
Well, for me, it is our governors, it is our leaders that are making the other part of the country to be treating us as second-class citizens. It is our governors, it is our leaders that are making the other parts of the country to be treating us as second-class citizens. What Nwifuru, I don't know his first name. That's
Governor Francis Nwifuru.
Okay. What he did is he showed inferiority complex, 100%. He showed how inferior he is to the other governors in the north, because there's no state in the north that is 100% Christian or no Muslims. None. No state in the north is the most you can get is 90% Muslims. But do northern Muslims fund the Christian pilgrimage? The answer is no. The answer is no. Southern Borno is Christians. Southern Kaduna is Christians. Bauchi, they have a large number of Christians. Understand me? Adamawa is 50-50. Taraba is 50-50. And to them, they are Muslim states. And all they do is Muslim things. Then why should somebody who is ruling a state that is over 99% Muslim Christian spend 1 naira on Hajj? What he exhibited is inferiority complex. And even though his House of Assembly members don't have that ball or the courage to impeach him, because they were handpicked by Dave Umahi, who also exhibited gross inferiority complex as a governor. Because it was Dave Umahi that opened the Ebonyi State for herdsmen to come in. Because one small boy, Tunde Yusuf, promised him president. So he opened the Ebonyi. Then it now became a heaven for herdsmen. What they are doing is pandering to the north.
Pandering to the north, so that what will happen? To be more acceptable or what?
To be, I say, it's inferiority complex. Understand me? That's why people who want to contest governorship in the south, in the southeast, will be going to IBB. Who, understand me? You are contesting election in Abia. You are contesting election in Enugu. You are going to Niger State to seek permission. That's another sign of inferiority complex. So it is these people that are making the Nigerian state to be disrespecting the Igbos. So for me, they should ask him to, if he has spent that money, to refund it. Because he has no business funding Hajj. What percentage of Ebonyi people are Muslims? And this is a man who spent 9.2 billion on 20 cars. Imagine somebody from Ebonyi State driving a car of 400 million, while his people are those sending on Lagos roads, sending on Abuja roads. And he has that mind to drive a car of 400 million. So for me, these people deserve to be stoned anywhere they are seen. Because they are not representing other people at all. That money would have built a cottage industry in anywhere in Ebonyi State. And people will get jobs. Those selling pure water that's on the street, those selling Ganda on the street, is because they don't have any other work to do. It could have built school. It could have built school. So Wifuru cannot do what Sonudo is doing. Understand me? Wifuru cannot do what Sonudo is doing because a lot of Anambra people have empowered themselves. A lot of Anambra people are rich. So you should think of your people before embarking on any project. You should think of your people before embarking on any project. I remember when I interviewed Dave Omahi, I asked him, excuse me, sir, nothing is going on in Ebonyi State. We are not hearing Ebonyi State that's in the news. Understand? He said I shouldn't compare any other state with Ebonyi. That each state is developing at their own pace. That's what Ebonyi, that's Dave Omahi told me when I interviewed him. So if other people have woke up and you are sleeping, what message are you? So to me, what the governor did is bad, and those who called for his impeachment did the right thing. Those who called for his impeachment did the right thing because he has no business funding Hajj. How many Christian pilgrimage has he funded? So that's how they make themselves inferior to the northern people.
20 minutes past 4 p.m. on the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. The voice you've been hearing belongs to Mr. Peter Anosike, and he's actually our analyst for this evening on the recap. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is VOP 90.3 FM, and it's the recap where we discuss and analyze issues that made major headlines during the week. And this is one of these issues where the Association of Ebonyi Indigenes in the Diaspora has urged the Ebonyi State House of Assembly to impeach the governor over 551 million naira Hajj funds. Let's now move to El Rufai, warning President Tinubu that his support from the north is waning and he should be careful so he doesn't get the 2015 Goodluck Jonathan treatment. He said the relationship between President Bola Tinubu and the north has deteriorated in less than 2 years into his administration. He warned he may be given the Goodluck Jonathan treatment ahead of the 2027 election. He made the statement in a post on his verified X handle on Tuesday, titled 2027 Southwest Tinubu Supporters Playing with Fire, Part 1. The former governor's comments came as the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, that's Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, on the same Tuesday urged Northerners nursing presidential ambition in 2027 to bury the idea, to just totally abandon the idea, insisting that President Tinubu would serve his statutory terms. 2 terms. So, any Northerner who has any presidential ambition should shelve it until 2027, until 2031 rather.
You say it's Doctor Who?
Abdullahi Ganduje.
From which university? That's why I don't want all these titles. I'm okay with Peter Anosike. Understand me? The issue is this: every Nigeria and the democracy stipulates a 4-year term. Understand? Then understand. So, and in that year, anybody is free to contest. Understand me? Everybody is free to vie for any election. So, and Ganduje does not represent the North. Ganduje does not represent the North. If you are talking about the leaders in the North, eminent personalities in the North, Ganduje is not there. So he is just speaking for him. That's his own personal opinion. And El Rufai is also said what he feel, because I don't want to say that the North is not happy. No part of the country is happy, even the Southwest, because this is not what they expected, even myself. I had expected that an economist, so-called, would do better than a barrack boy with regard to economy. So I had expected Tinubu to perform in the area of economy better than Buhari. But unfortunately, I'm disappointed. So, and anywhere in the world, what determines people's vote is the economy, the state of the economy, not religion, not ethnicity. Understand me? Because you have to survive first before going to church or doing any other thing. And I keep on saying it. Election is a referendum on somebody's still worship in office. Election is an appraisal of how somebody performed in office. And when you see that somebody is not doing well, and you say because it's their turn or it's his turn, you say let everybody wait, then you are not a true citizen of that country. You don't mean well for that country. So Ganduje is not did not talk like a statesman, which fortunately, I'm using that word fortunately he is not.
That's the national chairman of the ruling party. I
say fortunate because it will be madness, understand me? So that's his own personal opinion, that whoever has presidential ambition should keep it aside, because it is the turn of the Southwest. So whether we are dying, nobody should contest until their tenure is over. The way Nigerians folded their hands until Buhari's tenure ran through. So whether somebody is doing well or is not doing well, as long as it's their turn, everybody will fold their hands and keep on watching. I'm not wishing Tinubu bad. I want him to succeed. And his success will be in the interest of everybody in the country. I'll be happy to buy a bag of rice at 30,000. I'll be happy that to buy fuel at 400 naira. So I want Tinubu's government to succeed. But prayers must be backed with action. Prayers must be backed with action. And when somebody is not doing well, you don't keep such a person. When somebody is not doing well, you don't keep such a person. You show him the way out. Not somebody who can do it better. Come and do it. Come and save the people. So you cannot say because it's the turn of the South, everybody should fold their hands, which means you have no business again asking whether a government is doing well or not. The only issue it should be it is their turn. Let us wait for their turn to go. So what Ganduje said, as I said, it is his own opinion. He's entitled to it, just as every other person is entitled to it. So for me, Tinubu needs to wake up.
It seems you're focusing more on what the question has been over and over
Chioma,
again.
are you happy? Are you happy?
Here is the thing. As a Nigerian, right? You mentioned how the different regions in the country are not very happy. The economy is not smiling. I'm not happy to be entry to give conductor 1,000 naira and I'm not collecting change for a distance that's less than 30 minutes. You understand? But most of the lamentation seems to be coming from the north because they gave him their votes largely. In 2023 elections, was it that the North were expecting preferential treatment and that's why they allowed their political elites to sway them to vote for President Bola Tinubu and they're not getting their preferential treatment now and suddenly it becomes a problem?
No part of the country is happy, even the Southwest. Because if you go there to buy something from the market, they will not ask you which part of the country that you come from. If you go to the filling station, they will not ask you which part of the country you come from. So all of us are in the same boiling pot. But El-Rufai spoke like Joshua in the Bible. Joshua in the Bible say, me and my household. So he's talking about his own people. Understand me? He is talking about his own people that the North are shifting away from Bola Tinubu because it is not what they expected that they are seeing. They had thought that the Muslim experiment will favor them. That was their thinking, that the Muslim ticket would favor them. That what Buhari failed to do for them, that Tinubu is going to do it. And now they are no more getting that. So that's why they are shouting more than the other people. Understand me? So, but for you, if you don't vote, he don't have your mandate. Understand me? So you cannot criticize what you are not part of. So for me, assuming that that P2B has won and things are in this way, I'll be mad. I will say I wasted my vote.
So you understand the sentiment from the North?
I understand it very, very well. I understand it very, very well. That they backed a wrong horse. So he has the right to say what he is saying. His people are not happy. My own people are not happy. I, sitting down here, I'm not happy that rice is now being sold over 100,000 naira. What I was buying at 6,500 just in 2014. 2014, I was buying rice 6,500 per 50 kg. Now imagine the percentage. Imagine the inflation.
You know, it's not just El-Rufai saying it. The Iowa Consultative Forum during the week did say something along the same lines. Dr. Usman Bugaje, who is a chieftain of the Iowa Consultative Forum, ACF, recently granted an interview where he said there is a need to just abandon this being of rotational presidency in Nigeria as it's plunged the country into a socio-economic crisis. He also said that the APC presidency under Buhari and Tinubu was a disaster, right? So this idea of can we say it's one good turn deserves another? This rotational presidency, since it's not exactly something that you can find in the Nigerian constitution, is it time to just throw that in the bin for real?
Now, in the country, every part of everybody has the right to aspire and contest for president. Where you come from is not important, provided you get the ticket of any political party. Understand me? So, assuming that that issue is in the constitution, Atiku wouldn't have contested. Constitution would have disqualified him. So this is just a paddy arrangement by the politicians that the power should rotate between the north and the south. Understand me? It is paddy arrangement because they want this cake to be going round. What Nigerians should care about is competency and not where anybody comes from. Understand me? What Nigerians should be talking about is competency. a person who can do it, a person who can lead Nigeria out of Egypt, because we are in Egypt as we speak, and not where that person comes from.
So even if we have a southerner or a northerner ruling for the next 32 years?
Chioma, what I want is for us that to go back to 10 years ago, when rice was selling for 6,500, when exchange rate was 150 naira, when fuel was selling below 200. Whoever doesn't want that should know that God created him to suffer. Whoever does not want Nigeria of 10 years ago should know that God created him to suffer. That suffering is in his DNA. So for me, I don't care who will make that impossible. That's where he's coming from. Whether he's Shekuri, Nupe, Kanuri. Understand me? All Nigerians want are third roads. The person that did it is not important. So we should be talking about competence and not where somebody come from.
All right, then. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You're tuned into the recap on the #1 station that gives you a voice. The recap is that program where we discuss and analyze issues that made major headlines during the weekend. Today, as usual, we are discussing some of those issues. We started with the Ebonyi Assembly urged to impeach governor over 551 million naira Hajj funds. Then we've just talked about former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, saying the relationship between President Bola Tinubu and the North has deteriorated less than 2 years into his administration. Let's now look at importers diverting their cargo to Togo and other countries to evade tariff hike in Nigeria. An increasing number of importers have been trying to evade multiple and soaring taxation across Nigerian ports, and so they are heading to neighboring West African countries, especially Togo, Ghana and Benin, to remain in business. The charges imposed by multiple government agencies, terminal operators and shipping companies have increased by almost 100% in less than a month. Raising cargo clearance above the reach of most operators. Now, coming amidst huge haulage costs, Lagos ports now record a significant decline, a development which is making the mess of Nigeria's ease of doing business campaign. So, people diverting their cargoes to other West African nations, maybe now transporting it to Nigeria by road. These same taxes that they are evading, would they not still meet it with customs on the road and at Nigeria's borders?
We should start with the ease of doing business. The ease of doing business, which was launched by Yemi Oshibanjo, was a scam. It was a scam. There's nothing like ease of doing business in Nigeria. Businessmen in Nigeria has been passing through fire. It has never been easy for them. It has never been easy for them. From 2015, people who were importing 10 containers at a time are now struggling to even import one or two. So their ease of doing business was a very huge scam. Then, mind you, recently MPA increased their distance by 15% because Nigeria is not producing. Nigeria is not exporting. There's no way. This government is not making money. So the only way they can make money is to tax anything that can be taxed. I told somebody that it seems that Tinubu's government has a committee that is specialized on looking for things to be taxed. Maybe this committee is operating behind the scene, because the way that these taxes are coming from every angle, I feel that a committee must be behind it. So with all this thing now, bringing anything from the ports is difficult. Bringing anything from the port as we speak is difficult.
And this multiple taxation rather translates into increased cost of these goods when they get to the Nigerian
when
market.
they get to the final consumers. And that's why it is the consumers that are suffering. That's why things will continue, prices of things will continue that to go high. Because this in business, you sell as you buy. There's no sentiment. There's no emotion. You sell as you buy. You cannot buy at 1,000 naira and sell at 800. You'll be out of that business. There's no emotion about it. There's no religion about it. So the only way they can sell at affordable rate is to look for alternative ways of bringing these goods into the country. And that's why they are now going to Cotonou, Ghana, Togo, so that they can bring it by road, and they probably just pay those at the border and then enter. Because if they should be coming through the ports, rice will go for 200,000 naira a bag. Rice should go for 200,000 naira a bag. And with them looking for alternative means, will tell you how much government is losing at the port. And I have said it over and over. Since we are not producing, since we are not importing, since we are not producing, since we are not farming, the only way to reduce the high cost of food items in the country is for them to crash import duties. That is the only way to crash import duties. But instead of crashing the import duties, it is going up every day by day. Instead of crashing import duties, it is going high every day by day. That's why a lot of Nigerians are now going to bed without food. A lot of children are dropping out of. Before, World Bank said that we have 20 million Nigerians children out of school. Now I'm sure it must have gotten to 30 million or 40 million. Because you have to eat first of all before going to school. And this is also affecting the price of every other thing. Both transport, school fees, housing, that's rent. So for me, this is a government that has no human face. This government has no human face. No matter how anybody try to protect or to defend it, you can only defend it if you are benefiting from the corruption. If not, you will know that Nigerians are going through fire every day by day.
But yet Nigerian customs declares so and so billions as internally generated revenue. And I think that's even one of the institutions that generated money for which President Bola Tinubu said, oh, look, FIRS and others are bringing money, so let's add to the budget.
So that also shows you that importers are looking for alternatives apart from our ports. Because customs are made to stay at the borders. So if they are making a lot of money at the port, it means that a lot of things are coming in from the ports. It simply means that a lot of things are coming in from the ports. That's from the borders, which shouldn't be a good thing for the country. But if they feel that because the customs are making money, then the port shouldn't work. It's better they close down the ports. So that we will know that Nigeria has no ports anymore.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is the recap on the number one station that gives you a voice, where we discuss and analyze issues that made major headlines during the week. We've been talking about these issues. At 5 p.m. the phone lines will be open so that you can also contribute to the conversation. Let's talk about the Canadian Embassy in Nigeria denying the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS General Christopher Musa, and some other senior military officers visas for an official engagement. Now, speaking on Thursday at the maiden annual lecture of the National Association of the Institute for Security Studies in Abuja, the National Security Advisor, was not very happy with the situation. And to express his displeasure, he said Canada can go to hell. The CDS also expressed his own frustration over the incident, saying they were invited to an event honoring war veterans in Canada, but they were denied visas. I want to know your take on this.
Well, one, to start with, this is a disrespect to Nigeria. This is a very big embarrassment. This is a very big embarrassment because, one, I keep on saying it, Tinubu can do what Donald Trump is doing at this point. Tinubu can do what Donald Trump is doing at this point. That's if we have the enabling environment, if we can avoid corruption. What is Donald Trump doing? Come and produce in America or pay high tax. Come and produce, bring your business to America or pay high tax. Why is that possible? America has population, which is market. American population is over 350 million. Understand me? Nigeria is the biggest black nation in the world. Out of every 4 Africans, 1 is a Nigerian. Understand me? So population translates to market. So we can brag, we can brag, we can boast, we can issue sanctions because we have the number, and the number is market. But these guys cannot think out of the box. This guy cannot be creative. Understand me? Tinubu can tell people, come boldly, come and produce in Nigeria or you pay tax. Because what are businessmen looking for? What are manufacturers looking for? Market. And we have that market. We are a country of over 220 million people. That is market. So Tinubu can go on the world stage and make noise. But why can't he? But he cannot do that because the capacity is not there. The capacity to do that is not there. His country is like water in a leaking bucket. That's exactly how this country is. If they can just create an enabling environment, put the necessary infrastructure, other countries will be rushing to Nigeria to open their businesses. There's hardly any country in Europe that has a population of over 100 million. There's hardly any country in Europe that has a population of over 100 million. So we have the numbers, we have the market, but we lack the leadership that can translate our population into productivity. That's why we are suffering. So because they lack the capacity to do the right thing, they are now being used. They went and they signed the WTO agreement. Understand me? You don't have what it takes to manufacture. You go and sign a WTO. And that enable other countries to be using you as a dump site. You go to Asia, to China, and import a container. They will send 10 containers behind you. As you are landing in Nigeria, as your 1 container is landing in Nigeria, that their 10 containers is also coming in. Understand me? They will just reduce prices and take you out of business. Because there's no way somebody with 1 container can compete with somebody with 10 containers. So our importers are just like a boy now to Chinese people.
But Mr. Noske, as much as all of this is understood, you see, it still doesn't explain why the CDS was denied a visa. Are you saying it's because Canada does not recognize Nigeria, because we are not doing the right things, because our government is not doing the right things, because our economy seems unstable? Is that the reason why he was denied a visa for an event he was invited to attend?
Google it. Google the population of Canada. They're not up to 50 million. Google it and see. Canada is not up to 50 million in population. What they have is landmass. They don't have a population. Imagine a population of 50 million people. Understand? This respecting a population of 220 million people. Because they feel that we are quantity. And that's really what we are. And that's really what we are. Look, our CDS don't even need visa to go anywhere.
Guess what? While we're talking about this, there is a new development, more like a breaking news, where Canada has broken its silence on the what we could call the visa snub on the Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff. The High Commission of Canada in Nigeria has said it cannot reveal the reason for denying visa to the Chief of Defense Staff. It said it cannot reveal it due to privacy reasons. What privacy reasons?
That still shows you that disrespect. That shows you that disrespect, that they don't value you because you have made a mess of yourself. Understand me? You have made a mess of yourself. Buhari went to UK and told them that Nigerians are corrupt. Tinubu went to UAE and tell their prime minister, if any Nigerian asks you of a bribe, let me know. Understand me? So when the leaders of a country are demarcating their own people, how do you expect respect from others? Understand me? So for them, this is a thief finish. Somebody in the position of chief of defense staff of a country does not need visa. He does not need visa to go to another country. Even if he needs visa, it should be express. That's if his country is respected. But these people don't respect us because we don't even respect ourselves. And for them to take that decision, it must be bordering on security issues.
What kind of security issues could that be?
You don't discuss security while sitting on the podium. Understand me? But for them to deny our CDS visa, it must be bordered on intelligence and security. Because I don't see any other reason why that should happen. And for me, this is the first time that a top government official is being denied a visa. A service chief of a country is being denied visa. I've not heard that before. So in APC, that's as a government have opened our eyes in what was not happening before, now happening.
9 minutes before 5 p.m. on the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent, and I'm your host for today. You have been hearing the voice of Mr. Peter Anosike, and it's the recap. We're discussing and analyzing issues that made major headlines during the week. Let's talk about Binance executive Tigran Gambaryan accusing lawmakers of demanding $150 million bribe, although lawmakers have denied this allegation. It's funny because he has also doubled down on the allegation, saying everything he said is true. Just today, he has come out to say, look, all of these people telling you not to believe what I said, they are the ones lying to you. Everything I said is true. All right. Now, the head of financial crime compliance at cryptocurrency firm Binance, that's Tigran Gambaryan, who spent 8 months in a Nigerian detention facility over alleged corruption, has identified 3 Nigerian lawmakers. He called names. Mr. Peter Anosike. He called names of at least 3 people. He talked about NSA Ribadu. He talked about a fake press conference being set up where he was asked to offer a $150 million bribe. Meanwhile, the Nigerian authorities are now saying, look, it was Binance who offered to pay us $5 million to release this man from our custody, and we refused. Whom do you believe?
Well, Tinubu has made all the world to know that Nigerians ask for bribe. So it's nothing new. I think Tinubu has said it, understand? And it has been happening. If you remember Omar Farouk, that asked Femi Otedanda of that. So it had been happening before. It did not start now. And when somebody is telling you, I'm giving you a week to retract a story, he's not serious. He is just like what the Nuhu Rebadu told the woman that said that he said that
President Tinubu was corrupt when he was a governor.
Yes, so
he named him among some of the most corrupt governors.
Yes, so he said, "I'm giving you a week." When somebody gives a week, he's not serious. He had no intention of going that to court. You give 20. If you are serious, you give 24 hours marching order. So for Abase to say, "I'm giving you a week," understand me, to retract shows that he's not really serious. He has said what he said, and he's not going to retract all the statements. So let us know what Abase would do. If Abase didn't go to court by next week, we'll now know that actually he asked for it.
But here is the thing: this involves those at the what one could call the highest echelon. Nuhu Rebadu is the national security advisor, right? With all of this, who's going to investigate these allegations and actually find out the truth? At least let Nigerians get the truth in one situation, in one instance. Who's going to investigate this and see it through and find out who actually did this thing? Or was there a collusion? Did all of these people come together and agree that they would do this, and then when the time comes, they would actually deny it? How do we know who is actually speaking the truth in this situation if we don't even trust our government and the political elite?
Chioma, for me, government does not tell truth. Government does not tell truth. What should tell you if something is truth is your conscience. What should tell you if something is truth is your conscience. An instance, he mentioned that Rebadu said that he needs billions for his presidential campaign. And every right-thinking Nigerians know that Rebadu wants to be president, which is not a crime. Understand me? It's not a crime. It is his right to aspire. He has run in 2011 under AC and failed. So that ambition is still there. Understand? As I said, it's not a crime. It is his right to run. But somebody in America telling you that a Nigerian is telling him about his presidential ambition, you should know who is on the right side and who is on the wrong side here.
That already tells you that Gambarian is right in what he's saying.
That's what,
because he spoke about Nuhu Ribadu's presidential ambition.
That's what my mind tells me.
For him to know about Nuhu Ribadu's, for you, that's just the place where you really realize and said, this guy is onto something.
When somebody is talking to you, there are portions in our brain that tells us yes, that this is truth. So those portions in my brain is telling me that what Gambarian said is true.
Can if with this whole situation, right, if that portion of your brain is telling you is true, you know about the burden of proof for those who allege, right? Will you go to court and say, oh, that's what my brain told me?
I didn't put that truth there. It's what my brain tell me.
And so your brain cannot lie to you?
No, it doesn't.
All right, 3 minutes before 5 p.m. Remember that 5 p.m. is the time when you can start calling into the program, okay? But we need to take just one more topic, and then, yes, we can move into taking your calls. U.S. Congressman Scott Perry has said that USAID agency, the United States Agency for International Development, funded terrorist organizations, including Boko Haram. Now, Scott Perry is a Republican representing Pennsylvania, and he made the claim during the inaugural hearing of the Subcommittee on Delivering on Government Efficiency. That's DOGE, headed by Elon Musk. Yes, this department was created by United States President Donald Trump even before he assumed office, in order to make sure that government money is going into the right causes. Now, before we proceed, let's actually take an insert whereby Scott Perry was actually making these allegations. What some have called allegations and some have called revelations. Let's take a listen.
Top of, in addition to the weekly to every 10-day shipments in cash of $40 to $80 million. Afghanistan is ruled by folks named Sarajuddin Haqqani. The Haqqani network mean anything to anybody in the room? How about Abdullah bin Laden? Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel, entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan.
All right, then, Mr. Peter Anaske, I don't know what you have to say about this, because now we have two schools of thought. Some are treating it as a revelation, like, oh, this has been right in our faces, and now we're just realizing. So this is what is going on. This is why Trump paused federal funding. This is why he paused USAID. This is why he pulled out of WHO and others, out of the World Health Organization and others. While some are treating it as an allegation, saying, why are you believing anything that comes from a Republican congressman? They're just trying to, paint the administrations before Trump in black. Now, Barack Obama and former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan left office, would say, almost 10 years ago. This is 2025, right? So Boko Haram went from just being suicide bombers, and there's nothing actually just about that. Like a suicide bombing crew. These suicide bombers who would bomb churches, go to market. I remember the Abuja Nyanya bomb blast, holding territories, collecting taxes. If Obama and the Biden administration were funding Boko Haram through USAID, why did it not stop for the 4 years of Trump? Between Obama and Biden, there was Trump.
This is a hearing, understand me? This is a hearing, and the target is not even Nigerians. Understand me?
But our name just happened to drop into the conversation.
But when you go to the market and shout thief, thief, bad people will begin to hide their faces. Understand me? So that's why some Nigerians are calling it allegation. Understand? So the issue is this: when we go back to history, we'll put this into or the right
proper perspective.
Sure. The issue is this: Boko Haram was formed in 2002. They were in Kanu in Borno State doing their religion. It is a Muslim sect. They were doing their religion and using farming to sustain themselves. They were not a terrorist organization at all. 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. They were not killing anybody. They were not bombing anybody. That this Boko Haram now. Up till 2009, when their founder, Mohammed Yusuf, was killed. Mind you, Barack Obama came 2008. Barack Obama became president 2008. And all that anybody needs to perpetuate evil is just a spark. You don't need a fire to perpetuate evil. All you need is just a spark, a little misunderstanding. You escalate it. So when Yusuf was killed, everything changed. Abubakar Shekau became the head of Boko Haram. All of a sudden, a non-violent organization begin that to have assault rifles, AK-47s, all manner of weapons. Understand? They begin to cause a massive mayhem everywhere. It continued, and mind you, our CDS, Christopher Musa, last month said that foreign funding is involved in the fighting against. Understand me? That's with this terrorism. That some of the terrorists that they caught were found with hard currencies. You remember it?
Yes, I do recall that.
He said that about a month ago. Now, when he said that, and somebody in America is telling you that USAID is funding terror groups in Nigeria, in Afghanistan, and other countries, what will you make of it? What will you make of it? Mind you, in 2014, Jonathan paid for Kanu jets that will enable him fight this insurgents. Obama refused to release this Kanu jets. Out of desperation, Ayo, the then Kanu president, had to use his private jet to go to South Africa to seek for arms and ammunition. That money was seized by U.S. order with Obama as the president. So during Obama, there are strong evidences that Boko Haram was protected. Under Obama, there are strong evidence that Boko Haram was protected. Understand me? Because one, mind you that Buhari said that Jonathan is depopulating voters in the north, that in disguise of fighting Boko Haram. Understand me? That the war against Boko Haram is a war against them. And that was one of the reasons that they did not accuse Ihejirika of genocide when Ihejirika was a chief of army staff. So there was both international and local protection for that terrorist organization. And that's why they are waxing stronger and stronger. For more than 15 years now, they are still there. Where is the money coming from? Understand me? Where is the money coming from? So for me, what Scott Perry said is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So you are treating it as a revelation, not as an allegation?
It's a statement of fact. QED.
6 minutes past 5 p.m. on the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You have been listening to the recap right here, where we discuss and analyze the issues that made major headlines during the week. I can see your comments on YouTube. Do keep them coming. It's about time for me to open the phone lines so that you can get to be a part of this conversation. Okay? 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933, or 0700-903-903-903. On WhatsApp, it's 0817-175-6338. Okay? 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. So send a message, and of course, I'll take your message before the end of the program. The phone lines are open, so do call me up or send a message. Here's what we're going to do today. Everyone has 2 minutes. No more, no less. Please 2 minutes. If possible, you can write down what you want to say. Just put down the salient points so you do not forget. All right. After the greetings, just go straight. Let's hear from you so that we can take as many calls as possible. It's already a few minutes past 5 p.m. Now, you have to keep it factual, keep it simple, keep it short. You have to keep it civil. Okay. No insults. Please, 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 and please, no insults. 0700 903 903 903. If you want to criticize, please do that constructively. If you want to disagree, please do that politely. Okay? 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. Call me up. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You're my very first caller this evening. Thank you for calling and welcome to the recap.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name and location? Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Lagos.
Welcome, Mr. Solomon, and thank you for calling.
Yes. Yeah, I have a point there in regard to this security of a team in Nigeria.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, the late Abacha won't make a comment that any crisis that exists more than 24 hours, that the government of the day has a hand in it. And looking at what has been happening for the past 10, 15 years, in fact, it's a pitiful situation. In regard to the insecurity that has been going on in this country, we have to stand up and do the rightful thing, especially our leaders, our government, to stand up and do the rightful thing. Look at, go to Benue, go to the northern part of the country, even down to the southeast. Look at how the killing is going on rapidly every day without any trace. Please, we need a revolution in our country, Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. I do appreciate you for keeping it quite short and simple, and for also turning down the volume on your radio set. Before you call, please do turn down the volume on your radio set, okay? 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Hello, are you there? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, this is Mr. Patrick. I'm calling from Voice Ojo.
Welcome. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, Chum, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Ogan Nosike, my helpful man. The man that knows every who can come out of this country. Ogan, salute you.
He salutes you too. He salutes you too, Mr. Patrick. Thank you so much. Please, let's go right into it. You have about 1 hour, 1 minute and a few seconds rest. Yeah.
Mr. Nosike has said all.
Okay.
You see, Nigeria is a market. There's no point of telling the world to come and invest in Nigeria when there's a market in Nigeria. That business environment is not there. That is the problem we are having. We just as a businessman like myself now, I'm a agent. You can't see every government cannot import in a country where there's no peace, where there's no security. It's not happening in any world. Because now we are not releasing all these protection countries. You see, they're going to people are going there to clear their goods and send to these countries, and I say we go there and buy. What are we doing ourselves? Are we being good to ourselves? I thought formally there's some items that they say that is free duty, food items. Where are they? You see, what's happening in Nigeria is in fact, it makes one want to be surprised. I don't know where we are going. I don't know what's happening. We are losing a lot. We are losing all the different countries now. People are coming in that place. Now I can't think of them coming here. One has to travel to all these countries and go and clear goods.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your call. I do appreciate you, Mr. Patrick. Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick. I appreciate your call. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to be a part of this conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, can you hear me? Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Hello, can you hear me? Hi, welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please? Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Hello? All right, give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. Please, when you call, turn down the volume on your radio set. Good evening and welcome to the recap.
Chiama.
Hi, Rami. How you doing? Good evening, and thank you for calling.
Not bad, my sister.
You can't be doing bad though. It's where you are, Mr. Remy. You can't be doing bad, but it's all good. Talk to us.
It is well.
Thank you.
The military chief refused him visa to Canada, and the Canadian person, High Commission, said they cannot tell the public the reason why. My speculation would be he's likely to be on sanction list, okay? Sometimes nations use their discretion. They don't say who they sanction or who they do not. And we need to just respect them for their stand. It might be on sanction list because they gave other people now. When we say it's disrespect to Nigeria, it was not the only person. They gave other people access to their country. So that's that. Secondly, the so-called USAID, people say it's they fund terrorism. I believe it's a lie. That is what Trump wants us to believe. If they fund terrorism, why did he not stop them in his first time? Now, if they fund terrorism, Choma, they would never have done it alone. They would have done it with the backing of CIA. I know countries do that they create unrest in other countries. I've been reading through stories about First World War lately. That happens. But they would never have done it nice. I've worked for USAID before, and I know what they do across the world. And I know people whose lives are in jeopardy. So Trump just wants to create a narrative, and that is exactly what he's doing, and he's gaining support for this baseless accusation. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Remy, and have an amazing day as well. 0700 903 903 903. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, Chairman.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
Just calling from Aja.
What's your name?
Chooks.
Chooks. Welcome, Chooks. Thank you for calling. Let's hear from you quickly.
Just want to appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Anosiki, I've been, this is the first time.
Oh, thank you so much.
I've been enjoying him very much, even though very angry sometimes, but you cannot afford to miss him. Very logical, very articulate, and very good to point. So concerning this, all this Ulabalu is getting too many. What we have, we need an alternative to this nonsense that we call government in this country. I won't lie you. I'm tired. It's getting me, too much on my BP every month. We can't get any good news. No production, no manufacturing, no breakthrough, no discovery, no nothing other than all this wahala here and bribery, this negative news all over. We need an alternative. Let us, nobody's coming out. That's just my problem. The shara that we have as opposition, they are just, I don't know, because of money. Money. They are selling their destination. They are selling their generation. Everybody is just all together. Even in the church, religion, everything is terrible. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your call. 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. On WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good afternoon, Choma.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
Thank you. This is Evangelist.
Welcome, Evangelist. Let's hear from you quickly.
I'm Vision from Isolo.
Thank you for calling.
Actually, I've told you before that the way Nigeria is not working. Because of why? Corruption. The corruption of our leader is making our country to not to be, working. Okay, look at the service chief. Look at what they did to him. He's annoyed because why? Because they have sanctioned him, according to Remy. They are sanctioning him and let him accept and go to his heart and search himself. Where is he doing wrong? It's good when somebody did something bad. You ask yourself, where am I going wrong? You will see where you are going wrong. But the problem is that our leader, Nigeria, and the corrupt leaders, they don't want to accept wrong. You understand? So that is why they need to repent. The truth is that our leader, most of our political leaders, they need to repent because the life they are living, what they are practicing to Nigerians, they are suffering Nigerians, and that is why God is not happy.
Thank you.
Other institutions like the other country, they are seeing what is going on in Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your call. I do appreciate it. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's going on? Hello. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great, great. I'm happy to hear from you, Nnamdi. How are you doing this evening?
Okay. I'm fine, my dear. And are you? How are you?
I'm very well.
And Mr. Nnamdi, greet him.
Please greet him.
Thank you so much, Nnamdi.
Okay, I'm happy to hear your voice, my brother. Well, Choma Innocent, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nnamdi.
Yeah, on this concerning sponsoring America's president, I totally agree with Mr. Nosike. Choma Innocent, if Nigerian lawyers can investigate and try to do their work. Nnamdi Kanu have been hammering on Obama was destroying how Nigeria Obama destroyed our democracy. But the only thing I'm not happy with him when to this Kenya, that is Obama is from, they worship him like king. He have been saying it. Do you remember that Tokano jets, they did not release it to this thing? Then when Trump entered, they go for it. They say they give him when they go for it, Trump rejected it. It was Biden that gave them that jet. That for them to say if this thing, Trump this thing. At that time, Trump was just telling Buhari, look at what he's doing to Christians in Nigeria. Obama was among these things. I believe if they can just pick about that, I'll hate hearing that man's name. The man is totally agree with Rihanna CK. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nnamdi.
Where I'm not happy with Mr. Nosike is if you really know who he is. He cannot just say sir to David mine. I believe this thing is more than more this thing than I'm respecting more. Even people respecting than who is David mine.
No vex, Nnamdi.
What the way David mine destroyed this that place because of his ambition and the Mufuru is doing. That is why if in history. That is why Igbo have many tribes in many districts. They will say this is Igbo. They will say because of what their grandfather, great grandfather told them. They will just say because David Mine those days they banish David Mine with this other people. That is how they go to other districts. When they get their own children in generation, they will just say no, these people my people don't treat me well. They banish me. Therefore, don't accept to be the Igbo. That is how we get all the tribes. If you can go to history, just take if you have any this thing, go through it. They will tell you more how this. That is why most of them in Delta and the River State, they said they don't want to accept that is they are Igbos because of what their grandfather told them, because they committed the crime, and these people have to banish them, send them away from that this thing. That is what David Mine, because of his ambition, David Mine destroyed this thing. Look at Iwefuru coming to as what? Oh,
thank you, Nnamdi. Thank you, Nnamdi.
Please, on this Rufai and this Rufai and
Ganduje, yes.
I really just this thing by the listen of this Misano CK and the listen. I tried to ask questions before, but that thing the network was not connecting. Is it constitutional that somebody that is this even his spelling we will remain as a staff for this 8 years. It's not done. They said after 8 years you go to north. After north you just go to south. It's not done. It's not constitutional. So everybody can just come out and they contest and win. And this I agree with Anwasano CK because I like simple name. Just Mr. or Mazi. This that is how you guys are destroying this thing and making people to get wings.
Nnamdi, please now, Nnamdi,
you blame
journalists.
When did
you what happen?
And the Ganduje, when did he get the doctorate this thing?
Not me give him,
Dr. Ganduje. Just like this.
If you don't want to call him doctor, you are within your rights. No problem.
Because of they put this Winter Surok. they said Ruby. He just said Obama about to become another person. I don't know. My dear, have a great day. Let me give all that so chance
Thank you,
talk.
Nadi. Thank you.
Okay,
I
bye.
appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Mazi Nadi. Journalists keep catching flack and catching shots for really what can we do except bring the information to you like we always do, right? And investigative journalists also go the extra mile and do their thing. If the journalist did not bring it to your attention, all of these things we're talking about today, would you know about it? So please cut us some slack, okay? And give us credit where it's due. 0700 903 903 903. Abi, Miss Anoske, you're a journalist now.
I don't know the school that awarded the Ganduje doctorate degree, so that's why I ask a simple question.
Now that doctorate now be the problem. Oh, you're calling Mr. Ganduje, so there will be peace.
Okay, so
0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. Call either of these numbers and you will reach us live here in the studios. For WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338. Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah.
What's your name and location, please?
Just calling you from there.
Hello? All right, give me a call back. 0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933. Hello there. Welcome to the recap.
Yeah. Good evening, Chema.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
So, I just want to say briefly that my name is Chike. I'm calling from my papa.
Welcome, Chike.
Yes. What I want to say is that concerning Erufai, whatever things anybody can think about Erufai is an asset if the opposition want to bring Tinubu and APC down by 2027. And whatever things that Erufai is saying and the nature of River State is all truth. And by the time, if you want to do away with the issue of insecurity, don't kill the criminals that you catch. Make them a friend, but you work with them with a long spoon. Erufai and Amity have been together with these criminals, and they know all their secrets.
0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 or 0817 175 6338. That's for you to send the message on WhatsApp or call me up on WhatsApp. Hi there, welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, Choma. My name is PCA from Ojo.
Welcome to the conversation. Thank you for calling. I'm glad you could get through.
What I want to talk is issue of presidency. See, I used to hear Northern agenda. Remember 2023, Northern, they want to bring Lawa from senior president to become president so that they will have that power. You see the best thing to do, that really is important. You know why? There's a competent people in southern Nigeria. There's a competent people in North. We should do it turn by turn. If we shall southern turn, we should look for competent people. Or if we say that we do it generally, because of their population and their state, they will have the power. This is their plan. We should wake up. I said we should wake up. Thank you.
0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933. You can reach us directly on those lines. For WhatsApp, it's 0817 175 6338 on WhatsApp. So send a message. I definitely want to hear from you. Hello there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Hello, are you there? Welcome to the recap.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Monday, ma'am.
Welcome, Monday. Where are you calling me from?
I greet Mr. Putin.
He greets you too. Thank you for calling.
I want to talk about the issue of this country because this country is so the people of this country is a people of the country like we, like citizens of the country. because our party we just get them for our when the good person was ruling country better, that's the time where they get what to do whatever they get. But now nobody can stand up to do something better now. So that in this country now we cause them to not bring the leader. So when our eye open, we will go back for when we start.
Thank you for your call. I do appreciate it. 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933, or 0700-903-903. Call these numbers and you can get through to the studio lines directly, okay? Welcome to Recap. Good evening. Thank you for calling.
Hi, Choma. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, how you doing? I'm great.
Great. My name is Joval.
Welcome to the conversation and thank you for calling.
Mr. Peter Nosike, I'd like to hear your voice. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening.
Okay, very good. Choma.
Yes.
Choma, you there?
I'm here, Joval.
You see the issue of denying visa to what is it called?
To the Chief of Defense
Chief
Staff.
of Army Staff, or Defense Staff, rather. Like Peter Nosike said, a lot of people have different views about this thing. My personal view about it is that those who denied visa, Nigeria is a secular state, whether we like it or not, and the world is a global village. They are seeing what is going on now. Insecurity is thriving like never before. China, a lot of vehicles are disappearing on our roads with passengers in there. They are seeing that in the news. It is no longer safe to travel around Nigeria. And the other time we had Nuru Ibadu telling us that Nigeria is safe now to travel. After a while, the terrorists or the kidnappers, whatever they call themselves, proved to him that nowhere is still safe to travel in this country. So how do you think the people who are over there outside in this country, they are hearing these things happen, even if they are not hearing Chaba, people over there who live there. And the way we are saying things here, they are saying it over there. So what is the Chief of Army Staff or Defense Staff that are going to preach security-wise to them there? Choma, I say the whites, hello?
I'm with you,
Joval. Go to church. They don't need to listen to anybody preach to them, Choma. They know what the right thing. And the opposite is the same here. We go to church, we go to mosques, the day, Choma, everything that, whether the pastor, the bishop, whatever imam preaches to our ears, they bear no fruits. In fact, we are like those seeds that Jesus said that fell on the rock, or whether on the scorchy ground that never grew, never bear fruits. So what are we talking about? So if a country must grow, if a country must be good, Nigerians and the leaders in particular will begin to think aright. Can you imagine what the leaders are thinking about this nation? They are making things difficult. Peter Nosike said something, and I want to stay completely in the country to be sold for 3,000.
Thank you, Joval. Thank you. You've exceeded the time limit, and we're having network infractions. Unfortunately, I have to let you go.
Choma.
But thank you for calling.
Okay.
Thank you so much. The network was beginning to really interfere with the conversation, and I could hardly hear you at some point. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp. You can either call me on WhatsApp or send a WhatsApp message, and I'll take it before the end of the program. We're streaming live on YouTube, VOP 90.3 903 FM. Okay.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location?
My name is Argentina. I'm calling from Ago.
Welcome, Argentina.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
He hears you. Good evening.
I want to appreciate you for your good work you people are doing.
Thank you. We appreciate you too.
Yeah. I want to comment about the election. That anytime the election is coming up, or they are doing election, they will be killing Igbo people. Muslim. I don't like it because they have to give law about it. So that anybody that kill anyone, they will arrest the person and they squeeze the person. Look at the last 2023 election. They killed almost 15 Igbo people, and they didn't take any action on it, which is okay. I wanted to lose my life where I was trying to protect my. At the end of the day, I thank God they didn't shoot.
That's so unfortunate.
I wanted to force myself to intervene, but one man hold me in such now because army people they came there. They said they should not upload the results, and we wanted to make trouble because they cover their face, and if they shoot, they will not, nothing will happen. But what I want to say, please, Yoruba people, when election is coming up, they would like to fight.
Thank you so much for your call. I do appreciate it. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number to call to be a part of this conversation. Or 0700-903-903. Okay? For WhatsApp, it's 0817-175-6338. Can either call me or send a message. Hi there. What's your name and location, please?
Yes. Hello, Chama. I wanted to land before the network knocked me out.
All right. 1 minute. 1 minute, please, since you've called before. 1 minute.
Yes. What I wanted to, conclude is that in a country like Nigeria, I don't think that we are serious. What I mean is that you have a president whom a country that looks like they love Nigeria release the names of above 400 people who is sponsoring people that is killing the people that you claim to lead. Buhari had those names. Till today, nobody knows who are these people. Those people that are terrorizing, killing, raiding a community, killing people. By the time you caught some of them, you after some months you tell us that they have changed. You now rehabilitate them back to the society, and you are telling me that government hand is not in it. Who is your vice president today? He's been accused of sponsoring terrorism. He's been accused of all kinds of things, and he happens to be the vice president. How did any thinking human being who believe that insecurity will go in Nigeria in this kind of situation? Let me tell you, the man that was denied visa, it is something related to insecurity or security reasons. There is nothing more than that. The only thing is that when we say something here, you guys will say we don't have proof to that, but we know all the truth. How can you be in a country you claim to be the chief of army staff or whatever you call yourself, and people are dying every day, people are being killed every day by day. By the time you call them, you say you want to rehabilitate them back to society. The people who is sponsoring them, you have the list, and nobody has been arrested or been this person now is one of the among those 400. So what are we saying?
Thank you.
He's a kid, yeah.
Thank you so much for your call. I do appreciate it. 0700-903-903 or 0817-175-6338. That's for WhatsApp, all right? So you can send a message on WhatsApp. We're also streaming live on YouTube. Leave a comment and we'll take it before the end of the program. I want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We're Voice of the People, so we definitely need to hear from you. Okay, so call me up and let's have a conversation this evening. My name is Chioma Innocent. I still have Mr. Peter Anosike right here in the studios for the situation about USAID funding terrorism in Nigeria. Yes, the last caller did raise some salient point about the 400 names from UAE of Boko Haram and terrorism sponsors in Nigeria, of which up till now, many of us cannot say this is what the Nigerian government did with those names. We don't even really know all of the names on that list. He also mentioned the situation about a particular bomber whom the now Vice President Shetima, who was then, I think, Borno State Governor, was also accused of shielding, where they said he was at his house, they found it. Now, I want to go back to Scott Perry. Recently, not really very recently, but over a year ago, prosecutors tried to gain access to majority of Scott Perry's phone. You know, he's a Trump ally. He was accused of being involved in the 2020 election interference and the violence in the Capitol. With all of this, can we still actually say that, yes, this information is correct?
Scott Perry was reading a report. He did not manufacture that report. It was given to him. Understand me? It was given to him. And as I said, Nigeria is not the target of that report. He was just saying what USAID is doing. Understand? You as a donor agency may give out something, money that to people. They will use it and do other things. Understand me? So the issue is this: does the USAID has a monitoring team to ensure that the money being given
is being used for the right reasons?
Sure. do they have people on ground that monitor what those monies are being used for? Understand me? So that should be all the question. Nobody is saying that USAID is a terrible, it's doing a lot of good. Understand me? It accepts a lot of poor people, but he mentioned some of the bad things that they are doing. He mentioned some of the bad things that they are doing from the report. Then, Chioma?
Yes, I'm with you.
Onneka from Ejigbo didn't call.
Yes, has still not called.
Sure. So we hope that
he's doing well.
He's
While
okay.
I was on Matters, I was on Matters on Thursday. I did also mention his name and tell him to reach out to us and let us know that everything is okay. Yes, we love everyone who tunes in, who calls, who watches us on YouTube, who listens and sends messages, and that's why we try to check on you when we realize that we haven't heard from you in a while. So Nemeka from Ejigbo, please send a message and let us know that you're all right. 0700 903 903 903. Hello there, welcome to the recap. How you doing? Hello, are you there? All right. 0700 903 903 903 or 0803 692 9933. Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. What's your name and location, please? Turn down the volume on your radio set. Please, Biko.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How you doing?
My name is Favor. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Favor. How's Ikorodu today?
Ikorodu is cool. We are quiet here. No problem.
Great. Let's hear from you.
You see this, let me talk about Gandhiji first. They are going about now collecting doctorate degrees. I could remember when I was in the north, they paid them to ask their children to come and register for school. When you see the ministry people coming, your children are hiding under the bed. They go about begging them. This was in the 80s, 70s. They were begging them to go to school. No. Now on the CDS, I think I remember 2022. Kekere Ekun was denied visa, but it wasn't as noisy as this. I don't know what is happening to the CDS issue. They should please find out why are they very particular about CDS being denied visa. That is one aspect of it. So whatever is it Rufai or who, whatever they are saying it to their own pocket, because Hausas know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. They want to take over the country, and it will not work.
Is that what you think is really going on? Mr. Peter Noske wants to give a response. Please go ahead.
They want to take over this nation, but it will not work because we have so many ethnic groups in this nation. So whoever is sponsoring them, they should come out and say, and so one thing we should believe is Hausas are those, either Fulanis or Hausas, I call them the same thing. They are the people who are sponsoring.
No. You can't say that, Favor. Favor, you cannot say that.
Connivance with Obama.
No. Favor, you cannot say that. They are the ones who are also mostly affected. Why would they? No. You can't say that. If you're talking about the elite.
I stayed most of my life in the north, and I know what they can do. I was born and bred in the north. So I know their secrets in and out. So there is nothing they do now that I don't know. They really support themselves when it comes to doing evil. I know them.
Thank you, Favor. Thank you so much for your call. If you're talking about supporting or shielding these people, bandits and terrorists who are perpetrating these criminal acts, right? One could actually think about it, but saying, oh, the Hausas and the Fulanis, no, you cannot do that. Besides, they're not the same. To you, you say they're the same, but they're not. If someone tells somebody from, say, Enugu and Rivers, oh, you are the same, you're all Igbos, they will say no. So let's take out time to actually learn about all the ethnicities and languages in Nigeria, so we do not lump ourselves together. There are so many languages, so many ethnicities in the country. And what you said about, oh, they are the ones, the people, yes, they may shield them. Yes, their brothers and sisters and friends may be involved in this, but they're also the ones who are heavily affected. Okay, you know where you have to be able to buy certain arms and ammunition. The average northerner cannot do that. You talked about them not going to school, so where are they going to get the money and the knowledge of all of that? All right, Mr. Peter Noske, you have something to say.
Yeah, when Kekere, she asks why is a CDS visa denial, raising so much dust. When Kekere Eku was banned because of the Imo State governorship election.
So for that one, there was a known reason.
Understand me? So where she turned the number 4 into number 1, because in that election, Uzodinma came fourth. Imo State, Uzodinma won only 2 local governments out of 27. And Kekere Eku turned, who came fourth, into first. It was because of that she was denied visa. But then she wasn't the CGN then. She was not the CGN.
So if it happens now that she's the CJ, it will still raise the same issue.
So the CDS is a service chief. He is, understand me? So he is occupying a very big position in the country. That's why it cannot be swept under the carpet. This kind of a thing has not happened before in this country.
I'm actually hoping that if the Canadian embassy cannot share with Nigerians these privacy reasons, they would definitely share it with the Office of the National Security Advisor. We'll take one more call and call it a day right here on the recap. Hi there, what's your name and location, please? Welcome to the recap.
Hello?
Hi, I can hear you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name and location, please? Welcome.
This is Wally from Maribor.
Welcome, Wally.
I just want to talk about terrorism.
Okay.
So, because we have so many terrorists. Yeah. And the government has to find a lasting solution. Including this IPOP, Nnamdi Kanu. For me, Nnamdi Kanu, a man was never released. A man is a terrorist. Concerning Nnamdi Kanu, he's a terrorist. He will never be released. So I support the Northern Elders Forum. And even IPOP and their sympathizers, they should be rounded up by the Nigerian military. All of them, they should be killed. It's time for the government to stand up and rise up and take drastic action on them.
Thank you so much.
This terrorism up and down is too much. So Nigeria government has to find the lasting solution to solve this problem. Even the man in your studio, I think is someone sympathetic to IPOP. You should stop it. IPOP is a terrorist organization. A terrorist organization. You should stop it. You should stop being sympathetic to IPOP. I let the Nigerian government take drastic action.
Thank you, Wally. Thank you for your call. You're my final caller this evening. It's 15 minutes before 6 p.m. I need to start taking your comments and your messages, your comments on YouTube and your messages on WhatsApp. Okay, so that we do not leave out any messages. I appreciate it so much when you take out your time to actually listen and send these messages. So I always want to try as much as possible to take all of your messages. We'll be starting from YouTube, where Ojebe AK is saying the truth is there was a victor and the vanquished. Okay, Kenneth Okafor says, happy weekend to you all, my people. Stop wasting your time about Nigeria. It's no more. Ojebeke says, when your hands are soiled, your heart is sealed. Hence, the wickedness among the ruling class. Okay. I'm not going to take this comment from Ozo Biafra because you cannot be talking to me. Ojebeke, please don't even respond to him. Okay, let's see if we have much more reasonable comments. Ojebeke is asking, what activity are you involved in to get Biafra? Okay, Ojebeke says, as well as the criminals and terrorists. It seems Ojebeke is the one dominating YouTube today. He also says they can start taxing the air. After all, it mustn't be free. When we're talking about the people who are moving their cargoes to other West African countries. Tosin says, Chioma, do small giveaway out of the money Prince Akwachi gave you yesterday. I'm sorry, you have the wrong person because I was not here yesterday. Chike Nwosu says, at Mr. Peter Noske, your analysis is very off point. Why waste your time on a simple question? Canada or any well-governed country with their system respect cannot want to deal with Nigeria. Angela Chuku says, good evening. Good evening to you, Angela Chuku. Peter Agbafo says, Chioma, I greet you and Mr. Peter Noske. He's a great man telling us the truth, but they cannot accept the truth because of their ego. Peter Agbafo from Onitsha, Igboeze. Thank you, Peter Agbafo. We'll now head on over to WhatsApp. Good evening, Mr. Nosike Dayo. This is your handwriting. Chioma, read my message in full. Tribute to Pa Ayo Adebanjo. He's a patriot. detribalized Nigerian, brilliant mind, saying it as it is. He will be highly missed. For the wasteful budget, like Adebantu said, we didn't talk about the budget today, Daya. Okay, let's just focus on what we talked about today. Yes, thank you. You said the last, if I may ask, what good? Okay, this message cannot be for me. All right, let me see. All right then, Choma, where can Nigerian style of governance be found, written or unwritten? Udom, as you ask me this question now, who I go ask? I was calling to educate Mr. Anosike on Obama. He needs to stop denigrating that man's name. Trump is evil, and he has never liked other races, especially the blacks. This is Prince Akwachi calling. Oh, Prince Akwachi, unfortunately, we are not taking any more calls because we really need to go in a very few minutes. But thank you so much for your message. I do appreciate it, okay? Choma, seriously, Prince Akwachi promised you money yesterday. Ask them tricks and walkie-talkie. Maybe they no chop am. Prince, I'm hearing that you promised me money yesterday. My account is always open to receive money, so no problem. Now you talk that. So they promised me money. I never collect them. You won't chop giveaway inside. Tell us what they do, Nigerians. Not good. I never even see the money. You don't plan as to go take chop inside. Now by like that, pray make I see am first now. Wilfred from Sulere says, I'm so happy that the NSA was denied visa. Not be NSA then deny you. Now CDS, so Chief of Defense Staff. What's it about to do you? That story sweet me die. My heart was so much filled with joy for at least that moment. The part that got me cracked up was when Baba said they should go to hell. The team Penam. Choma, you're telling us to be civil on radio, but look at the kind of statement that your NSA made in public to the Canadians. I wish Canada and other countries banned him and all those remotely disconnected Homo sapiens in this country for life from their country, starting from the president. This means that somebody can have a bachelor's degree and still be an idiot. Wilfred from Sulere, who angered you? Hi. So, what's happened? Good evening, Mr. Nosike and Chioma. 1. I like the way you always divide all these your points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am astonished why Nigerians are astonished regarding the visa denial, but not the victims. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, and other senior military officers. The CDS outrightly admitted what they needed to fix Nigeria in a nutshell, while Ribadu turned a blind eye and made an incendiary comment. Scott Perry is one of the 101 voices pointing out the poverty alleviation scam, modern imperialism, terrorism sponsorship, amongst others in Africa by the West. Regrettably, the nefarious incident would not have taken place without the Judas, who are supposedly called the African political leaders. You could recall the roles played by the African insiders and traitors during the transatlantic slave trade. Chichi, please, may I have your WhatsApp number? Nope. Chisco from Ijeku Ijagemo grading road. Since they are still grading this road, but then do quick put interlocking, make the road fine, I beg. Before the rain will start though. Good evening, VOP. Did our leaders think that the world is not seeing what is happening in Nigeria? See, all of them go collect one by one. Our security chief don't collect very soon, Mr. President. Prince from Ilasa. Be careful, be careful. Okay. I will attend to this shortly. Thank you so much for letting me know. 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. Send a message on WhatsApp. I can't take any more calls at the moment, but I sure can take your messages. So if you send a message right about now, I'll be taking it in the next 5 minutes or less. We do have just about 5 minutes before we leave. Okay, so please send a message. All right, let me keep on taking your WhatsApp messages. Okay. This person says, good evening, Chioma and Mr. Anosike. Denial of visa to the CDS and other military chiefs by Canadian embassy. It's most likely due to human rights violation by the military. All of this is speculation. The likes of Wiki and Yakubu should know that the world is watching and taking notes. R.I.P. Pa Ayo Adebanjo, a man who stood for fairness, equity and justice. Anna Colette and Noe Bunwa from Alagbado. Thank you so much. Good evening, Mr. Anosike, Chioma and VOP crew. I'm Engineer Salako Kazim. Concerning denial of visa, Canada has sensitive reasons to deny anyone in that position, especially when it comes to security. Our government refused to announce the 400 name of terrorist list sent to us here and expect every other country to romance such idea. The present administration is full of people with internal and international allegations. I can tell you for free, President Tinubu won't touch America. If Trump still remains the president, he will avoid him in every occasion, even outside America. Everybody should know the reason. So unfortunate, APC is a whole lot of corruption. All right, I'm still taking your messages on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. Hello, Chioma. Nigeria during President Jonathan was aligning more towards the Chinese model of industrialization, and the Western world saw Nigeria as a threat and had to put a stop to that. And how did they do it? Terrorism, using APC as a political machinery to achieve their goal. Anthony from Idimu. Thank you for your message, Anthony. 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Okay? Send a message and I'll take it before the end of the program. I really want to hear from you, so do send a message and I'll take it before the end of the program. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is the recap. The program has almost come to an end, so send that message right about now. Let's take more of your messages. Good evening, VOB. My name is Sakanade. My greatest joy is the visa denial to Army Chief. I'm so happy for that. Why are we happy when this kind of things happen? Why? This just shows me just how much Nigerians are very, very unhappy with the ruling class. That's all it shows me. All right, 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Anosike and Chioma. Happy weekend, sir. Is Nigeria's population still what you say it is, with the so many killed? This country is now a bloodland. Canada does not play with security and life of our people, so they don't need a gallivanting pot-bellied general who sees the reckless killing of his people as nothing but a game. If the National Assembly can ask our university VCs to pay a certain amount before their budget can be passed, how do you think Nigerians will not believe the Binance man bribe allocations against Nigerian lawmakers? Must Nigerian president spend 8 years ruling? If it is so, then we don't need to vote after 4 years in office. Nigeria is supposed to be on a tripod stand, but the North and Southwest has made it two stand. Until this normality is corrected, as late by Ayo Adebanjo has said, Nigeria will never settle. God bless you and have a beautiful weekend. Grandma Maggie Odibo from Oshodi. Thank you so much, Grandma Maggie. I always love to hear from you. Good evening, Chairman. Mr. Remy is correct with what he said. His comment regards to the Canada statement. Thanks. Frank from Ayobo. Peter Noske, good afternoon. I believe in your analogy. Ever since I came in contact with you, you've given the Nigerian what is hidden. God bless you. Peter Agbafo. Is your name Peter Agbafo or Chooks from Sule? Chama. No part of the country is happy, especially in the West. The incompetency of the Mr. Taxman regime. Every day people keep coming up with different names. Which one is Mr. Taxman? It's terribly affecting the mental health of Nigerians. Businesses are suffering. Poverty is on the increase. And it seems there is no headway. APC is a big mistake and a perpetual punishment. For the people who voted for them, I hope Nigerians are learning lessons now. 2027 is near. Be wise. Olatunji from Iyano Ikpaja. I'm concerned when Anosike and Barrister Darlington make unverified claims on air. Contrary to their assertions, all state government in Nigeria do provide financial support for Muslim and Christian pilgrimages as part of the country's long-standing tradition of government involvement in pilgrimages. Abidin from Bagada. The Canadian embassy's denial of government officials is indeed a wake-up call for the Nigerian government. It highlights the need for the government to reassess its priorities and address the pervasive issue of corruption. When they call, we know them calling people terrorists in the name of supporting their baseless government. Mustafa from Amukoko. Chama, please, this is your last caller. I really put up a submission that is not worthy to be allowed to exhaust this point. However, I would have attacked him head on. I know you will not accept my call. We're not taking any more calls. That's why my heartfelt condolences to the family of Pa Adebanjo. Pop Chu in Ikorodu. Good evening, Chama, my love. I beg. They love me. You no love me yesterday, Valentine. Today, they love me. I don't want. Your guest, Mr. Peter Noske, has said it all. All the policies introduced by the previous and this present regime are all a scam. God will surely save us and pull us out of Egypt. Ikenna Nelson, Mazi Ken Nelson from Ikotun. Chama, truth is dead in Nigeria. Pa Adebanjo is dead. The great man. Joe from Bariga. Mr. Peter Ngu said the problem with northern security is caused by them. Historically, it all started with we do not want Western education. It now grew to serious insecurity. The solution is the North should come together and end it. Unfortunately, Dayo, I cannot read your messages anymore. Wilfred from Sudere says, Anosike said you want the current president to succeed. No need to say or wish it because it won't happen. Because of the process that got him into power, he's going to fail successfully in flying colors. Please do not wish the president failure. His failure is your failure. Unfortunately, as long as you continue to remain in Nigeria, as long as you continue to remain a Nigerian. Thank you. All right, Mr. Peter Noske, your concluding thoughts, we need to go in 1 minute.
It is sad that Pa Ayo Adebanjo is dead. This is one man that I respect so much. A man of integrity, a man of his words, a man who goes beyond ethnicity. This man remained vibrant up to the age of 96, articulate. So this is one man that Nigerians need to immortalize. he should be a model to every growing Nigerian. May his soul rest in perfect peace. He will greatly be missed by all those who want a good Nigeria.
All right, then. Yes, I would also like to give my condolences to the family. You know, when you listen to people like this speak, you hear them and you just understand that there are certain people who are actually detribalized Nigerians, people who want the country to work, and I'm sure he would have wanted the country to work in his lifetime. But if he lived for 95 years and Nigeria did not work then, I'm scared for what the future holds. But still, I would implore you to keep having hope. Keep on hoping. I know hope is not a strategy, as Mr. Peter Noske would say, but then for your own sake, you cannot stop having hope. My name is Chioma Innocent. Please stay tuned. The World News at 6 comes up shortly. Thank you for joining us today. Same time, same station next week. The recap will be back. Have an amazing evening.